Shabbat shalom, everybody, and you are welcome to the Shabbat of this morning. We thank the Lord, the Almighty, for the grace, for the opportunity that has given us to be able to read the last Sefer, the last book of the Pentateuch, of the Torah. We are now in the book of Devarim, and we give glory, honor, and majesty to the Holy One. Blessed be He. You know, remember, as I said during the announcement, there are thousands and millions of people that have passed away who saw the beginning of Bereshit, but are not able to see, the last book. But we thank our God for giving us life to be able to see this day in the land of the living. The Parashat that we're discussing about this morning is Parashat Devarim, the last book of the Pentateuch, the last book of the Torah. And I subtitle it, Who is in Control? That is the question you have to ask yourself. That is the question I have to ask myself. Who is in control? Are you in control, or do you give control to God? Who is in control? Because I know one of the hardest things for a man is to give control of his life or of our life into something that they don't see, into something that you don't know, into something that you don't quite understand. Because you say, this is very scary. Because I don't know him. But remember, it's the same idea here. When you are going for example, you want to fly to Cuba. You want to fly to Mexico, to Cancun, or to Chihuahua, or whatever it is, right? You want to fly down there, right? So, do you know the pilot? You don't know the pilot. Are you friend to the pilot? No. Is your pilot a member of your family? No. Is the pilot your body? No. But you enter the plane anyway because your vision is to go and take vacation. Remember, your entire life is in the hand of that man, of that pilot. So why do you do that? For a man, because you see, oh, Rabbi, because I can see him, because I have two eyes, I see him with my two eyes. Why don't you implement the same thing in the spiritual realm? You say, no, Rabbi, that doesn't work because I don't see God. Right? I can't see him because I don't know if he's actually there or not. But because I know that pilot is actually at the corporate, is actually there controlling the plane. Now, I'll give us an example. 2 or 3 years ago, there was an incident in Germany. A German pilot entered the plane, put everybody in plane, and take the plane and go and hit a rock. Everybody died. And they now say, what happens to him? They say it was too much stress. That's a psychological issue, a problem. But you put your hope and your trust in that man. Do you know him? No. Do you know what is in his mind? Do you know what is the thought of his mind? You don't know. If we are able to read mind, we'll say, oh, no, this is a dangerous man. I'm not going to enter that plane that day. Why do you put your hope in a man and not in God? David Hamelech said, blessed is the man that put his hope in God, not in a man. Right? So this is what I'm going to talk about this morning. Who is in control? Do you think that yes, I am in control? Or no, I put the control in the hand of God? I want to bring a little bit of science before I start this morning. We are in the three-dimensional world, right? Our world. But our world is a fourth dimension. But we live in a three-dimensional world, right? The height, the length, and the breadth, right? Is that not? Yes. That is the way that we live in this world. But if you are a smart man, from my own point of view, I'm not human, everybody has their own point of view. Say 2 Jews, 10 million opinion. From my own point of view, right? A smart man, we say, you know what? I am limited to this 3D, right? But there is a being, a higher being, that is above this dimension, that can see all things, that can understand all situations, that can calculate and know the end of everything. Let me put my hope and my trust in him. Because you don't know, but there's a higher being that knows. It's all about trust, right? In life. A man marries a woman. A woman marries a man. And actually, a woman does not marry a man. It's a man that can marry a woman. I'm sorry. A man marries a woman. How do you know if this is your word, if this is your soulmate? But when you are under the ketubah, right, you say, hey, I'm going to live my life with you all my life. How do you know? It's a trust. We are what? We are guessing. We are trusting. Say, okay, I'm going to do this all the rest of my life. But after 2 or 3 years, it doesn't work out. What are you going to do? So this is the idea. Who is in control? Do you want to be in control by yourself and mess up everything, or do you want to give the control to God that can lead you on the right path, that you will never fail? So think about that. Who is in control? From the moment we wake up until the second we fall asleep, a person truly believes that he is making the decision of the day. Upon waking up, for me as a person, or as a rabbi, I scan through my daily planner, my calendar to check what is on the schedule for the day. This is particularly necessary on a day when I am traveling. For example, if I want to travel, for the meeting, for rabbi's meeting, or if I want to travel to Europe, if I want to travel to any other part of the world, I make all the necessary calculations, right? Prepare, that is what I'm saying. I calculate the time necessary to park, to get to the airport, because if you don't get to the airport in time, the plane leave you alone. They close the gate, they say, you are no, the gate has closed. That taught me a lesson the last time I traveled to the rabbi conference in Europe. It is not my fault because I was at the airport on time, but there was rain, and I need to take my connecting flight in Toronto, right? And they delayed the flight. I got to Toronto, the plane that's supposed to the connecting flight has left. Now they need to reroute me to different kinds of through London. This is not the plan. My plan is to go from here to Denmark. That is it. Why through London? Why through all these things? But that says when you put your hope in God, things work out. So you need to plan all those things. Life does require some planning. We need to plan. We cannot live life doing something major such as booking an airline ticket at the gate. You don't say, you know what, I'm going to book my ticket at the gate. Let me just go to the airport. I book my ticket at the gate. It doesn't work that way. No. You have to plan ahead of time. A person can try to buy a ticket at the gate, but that might be very risky. You might say, you know what, anyway, I'm going to the airport, I'll just buy my ticket at the gate, the one that remains. You might be lucky, but sometimes you might not. Majority of the time is 0.1%. A second challenge is to consider regarding air traffic today is that you may not even have a seat left to buy. That is it. In today's day and age, the earlier a person reserves or purchases something, the lower the price will be, right? This applies to renting a car or making an hotel reservation or booking a plane ticket also. Prices are driven by availability. The prices goes up as the time gets closer to the date of departure. If you want to travel now, for example, you should have booked like maybe 5 months or 6 months ago, your price will be cheap. Right? So you book, say, okay, yeah, I get prepared, I'm ready. But you want to travel next week, you want to go and book this week. Oh man, the price will be like this. So it's going to be what? More expensive. So you have to plan your life and your day. I'm not saying that planning is not good. The planning is very important for our days, for our now, present time. But what I'm saying is this. Do you think that you are in control? Remember, God, in his existence, is higher than our own, the highest. All the possibility. There is a computer, just to give us a head up. There is a computer, the quantum computer they are trying to build up now. Not like the one that we have here, this kind of analog or what do you call it? Computer that is on zero, is on the what do you call it, 0 and 1, that is the computer of now. You only know one way. But the quantum computer is a different one. A quantum computer will analyze all the necessary things, all different options, and it's going to give you the best option. You go to in a nanosecond, so this is the best option. And you take. So if you look at that other side, the same thing is God. God analyzed in a blink of my eyes all the necessary options and say, my son, this is the best route. Take this route. Remember, you take a GPS, right? And you are driving. I want to go from Montreal to Toronto. You get a traffic. The GPS says, recalculating. Recalculate. He said, what do I have here? He said, go through here, go through here. What you to do, you want to avoid the what? The traffic. But it might take you to another longer route. Maybe that route is moving. It's not like stationary like the other route. So this is the idea that if we give our life into the hands of God, He gives us the best route, the short route to our destination. In this week, Parashat Devarim, the Torah states in Devarim chapter 1, verse 2 and 3. This is in this area, which is an 11-day journey from Horeb to Kadesh Barnea, by the way of the Seir highland estate. On the first day of the 11th month, in the 40th year, Moshe Rabbeinu spoke to the Israelites regarding all that God has commanded that He tell them. Now, Rashi explained immediately, point out in a very harsh term the timing of their travels. Moshe said to them, see what you have caused. You have no shorter way from Horeb to Kadesh Barnea than by the way of the month of Seir. And even that is a journey of 11 days. Right? He said, look at what you have caused. You can see, we can read it in the Torah. Moshe was giving specific town, cities, name, everything that they did. Right? Remember I said, this is a new generation. These are not the people that came out of Egypt. No. The people that came out of Egypt have died. They all died in the desert. These are their children. And Moshe Rabbeinu, as the father, as the man that technically raised them up. He raised them, all of them up. So he's telling them what has happened so that they should not forget. So that they should remember that they should not behave like their forefathers. Say, remember our God. He's talking to them as if they are the one. So, and I asked us question yesterday during the Erev Shabbat, why is Moshe giving them this question, saying as if they are the one that sinned? They're not the one that sinned. But technically, they're also the one too, because as I said yesterday, we are in the loins of our fathers. He said, this commandment, this agreement, this signature, this Torah that I'm giving you on Mount Sinai, Moshe said, it is for us, for those who are here and for those who are not here. Meaning, for the descendants forever and ever. You have to keep the Torah. Right? So the same thing here, because we are in our father's loins, Moshe is communicating with us as if we are actually the departing from Egypt. He said, remember what you did. You caused God to be angry. You sin against God in this way. You sin against God in that way. In the way of the spies. You rebel against God here. You ask God for water here, and you make me to sin against God. You anger is giving them one by one. But remember, the way Moshe was communicating with them was it's in a way of it's not just rebuking them, boom, 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 boom. Because when you rebuke people too much, what happens? People get defensive, right? They get close. They close up. They don't want to open with you. But what is the trick that Moshe was using here as a teacher, as a father? He flogged them with one hand. He used the other hand to draw them close. I love you. The same trick, the same tactics, the Holy One, blessed be He, is using for us. When God flogged us, we say, oh, he hate me. No, God he didn't hate you. He didn't hate, no, He's not hating nobody. He's flogging you to correct you because He loves you. Because He wants you to continue in the right path. But it is very sad that in our society now, if you flog a child, the DGP or DGP will come and take the child. And say you cannot talk, you can't even speak to your own child now. Because they turn everything upside down. If you cannot talk to your own child, if you cannot rebuke your own child, then what person or which kind of human are you raising? You are raising an animal, a zombie. And that is, for them, for the government, or for the people of the day, such a people are easy to be controlled. But when a child knows what is right from what is wrong, then it's very hard for the government or for any person to control them, because they know what is right from what is wrong. So we need to understand where this trick is going. It's a subtle trick. We say, oh, yeah, the government is doing what is good, that is nice. No, it's not nice. It's a trick to deceive you. So now, let's see what Rashi is saying here. He's telling us that instead of this journey to take 11 days, it's taking you 40 years because of your sin, because of what you did against the Holy One, blessed be He. Moshe Rabbeinu is clearly stating the reason why this debacle or this situation occurred. Moshe did not simply outright explain what the sins were that the Hebrew people had violated. Rather, he hinted at the rebellions and anarchy just by mentioning the places where these offenses took place. Moshe did not provide details of places and the distance in time between one location and another. He did not use MapQuest. MapQuest, he did not use that because there was no MapQuest at that time. And Moshe did not use Waze. Waze is the one that they use like a GPS too. There was no GPS at that time. Like you're using Waze now. You drive, it tell you police ahead. So you have to slow down. It tell you a car ahead on the left. You slow down. So it's giving you tricks, on how to avoid tickets. Because if you speed up, the police catch you, you pay ticket. At that time, there was no Waze, right? The Tohaha, which means the rebuke, Moshe provides focus on the reason for the journey, which should have taken a few days, but was extended for what? For 40 years, because of our what? Sins. Because we committed sins in these specific places. We go the golden calf, the sin of the golden calf. We did all these rebellious sins. We ask God, you have to give me meat now. If you don't give me meat now, there's going to be problem. God, you have to give me bread now. If there's no bread now, there's going to be issue. God, you have to give me water now. It's better for us to die in Egypt. Why did you? All kinds of excuses, complain non-stop. So we need to understand what what Moshe is telling them. Because of this complaint, because you refuse to trust in God, your lack of faith in God. If it was of a religion, Israel has thousands and millions of religion at that time. Remember, they came out of Egypt with their own religion. They are the same thing with the Egyptians, no different between them. Don't let any person, any rabbi or any person to deceive you. Israel was completely impure, worshipping all kinds of idols and so on and so forth. It is the mercy, the merit of the fathers that brought them out. So if it is about a religion, they have a lot of things that they can serve. But it is not about religion. It's about faith and trust in God. Right? If you trust God, your way will be smooth. If you trust God, your way, you will get to your destination wholeheartedly, in peace, in shalom. If you trust in God, everything that you desire will be given to you. You will have success on your path because of the trust that you have in God. The lesson and hidden message is clear. When we sin, we lose our way, and literally we go off the direct. We go off the path. Sinning and rebelling against the Holy One, blessed be He, will cause us to lose our way. If we avoid sinning, we will keep on the straight path and reach our destination faster than expected. A sin could be viewed as a distraction. When we get distracted from the task on hand, we get lost, drifting further and further from accomplishing what we set out to do. Keeping focused will lead to finishing the task sooner than expected, and probably in a more effective manner. So this is the hidden lesson of today's parasha. When we sin, we drift away from the path. And when you drift away from the path, it will take you thousands of years to complete the task ahead of you, because you are not on the right path. Point A to point B. It's not long. One day, And because you keep on going here and there and there and there like a snake, it takes you 10 years. Remember, they say to go from one star to another star. Science is telling us, right? For example, from our planet, from our galaxy, the Milky Way to Andromeda, for example. There is not any machine that we can build to travel this distance. It's too long, right? Like, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of light years, right? So, but physics give us the example that the space-time can be bent. You can bend them, and you go from this part to this part, easy. But because we don't have that science, because we don't have that technology now, for us it's very, very difficult to be able to do or to travel this distance. Because there is no science, there is no knowledge of that we have now. But the day we possess that technology, we can be able to travel from one galaxy to another galaxy in the twinkling of an eye. It's not hard. The same thing here, because when a man sins, sin distracts you, you remove your attention from the task, and you begin to wander like my people in the wilderness. You know, instead of 3 days, instead of 4 days, you take 40 years. So, or instead of 40 days, you take 40 years to get to your destination. And that is if by the mercy of God. You know, because many people, they cannot even get to the destination. They die trying, or they die in the wilderness. As we entrench ourselves, we start planning for life after Tisha B'Av. You know, Tisha B'Av is coming next week. Is Tisha B'Av. You can ask me, Rabbi, what is that again? Tisha B'Av is the commemorating of the destruction of the two temples, in Jerusalem. So it's the saddest day in our faith, because the two temples was destroyed. And we had that in the book in the Messianic writing in the book of Matthew, when Yeshua HaMashiach was giving the prophecy ahead of time that it's going to be destroyed, it's going to be wiped out. And the people say, this cannot do. Do you know who built this temple? By this and this and that. The temple is not where God lives. The temple is not where God lives. God lives in individual one of us, individually. We are the temple. We are the ones that keep that physical one holy. If we are sinning and we think that physical one will be holy, we are wasting time. In the book of Yeshayahu, he said, I am tired of this your new moon. I am tired of this your sacrifices. They bother me. It stinks in my nose. Because you refuse to do justice. You refuse to help the widows. You refuse to help the fatherless and the motherless. Instead of you to help them, you will kill them all. Your hand is full with blood. And you want to come and praise me with the same hand. No, I won't accept that. What God wants is justice. What is right, what is good. He said, do good, and you shall receive good. Do good. Stop doing bad things. So, my understanding here is that, yes, we remember this thing because it's our tradition, it's our culture. It is we as the children that we didn't see the temple. We wish that we could see the temple. We wish that we should enter, and serve God and praise God in it. So it is a tradition of our fathers that we remember this time that we lost one of the most important things, because it is in the temple that we receive the Torah. It is in the temple that the teaching, the deep understanding, the teaching of the Torah takes place. We go to see the Levites, the Leviim, to teach us, to understand, that they can give us more insight of the Torah. So we remember this. Next week will be the remembrance. We fast and we ask God for mercy. That we should be able to see the new temple. There are different kind of understanding. People will say, okay, we are going to build the third temple and so on and so forth. Everything, as I said, is in the hand of God. If God says this is the time that we are going to build, so be it. God can do anything. And if God says, no, I don't want this physical one. I'm going to have another one who is going to last eternal. And that the Messiah will come and, bring a new temple. So be it. Or is in the hand of the Holy One. Blessed be He. Typically, as well as historically, Messiah has now come, and so unfortunately, I will say, we fall into the trap of despair that the coming of the Messiah is not happening this year or anytime soon. The Messiah has not come, right? So we are still here. So unfortunately, we are still on the planet. We are still here, right? So, and this is kind of, we have to continue to struggle, to continue in the path of the Torah, to continue in the path of justice, in the path of righteousness, waiting for the Messiah to come. With a small faith, we prepare for yet another year, because we are now ending what? The Pentateuch, right? Very soon, we are going to start again from the book of Bereshit, which is another year. We are anticipating, assuring ourselves that the Messiah is not coming again, but perhaps the Holy One, blessed be He, we have a different plan for us, which is for good. His plan for us is always the plan of good. That we should all be a witness, when the Messiah comes, but that we should be able to, to greet the Messiah and say, welcome, Messiah Amelech. It is the dream of everyone. It is the dream of every Israelite. It is the dream of every Hebrew man. It is the dream of every Jew to say, welcome, Hamashiach Hamelech. So that is the dream that we welcome the Messiah in the temple that the Holy One, or that the Messiah himself will build, or will descend, or whatever it is, or that we build. It doesn't matter. The most important that we have a temple for the Messiah, because the Messiah is not just ordinary Messiah; it's a king Messiah. Parashat Devarim. Who is in control? Do you think that you are in control, or you want to give the control to the Almighty that can give you all variant understanding and give you the short path to your success? Or you want to remain just rallying around for 40 years before you get to your destination? It is your choice. You choose who is in control. Parashat Devarim. Shabbat Shalom.